Good morning, America. Do not let Elon bullshit you today. I want you to hear a story, okay? I'm going to play this short and then I'm going to continue this video. I am the Twitter whistleblower. My data going back even before the election on Twitter is going to show me participating in the threads that Matt Taibbi talked about. There were two different threads. One was neoliberal and the other one was really progressive. In these threads, GRU accounts, pages, would poke each other to start fights even among themselves as they debated and started fights with others. Mass reporting accounts to get them banned, just to create resentment, because if those two factions stay together, a supermajority forms that can take this system down. That, make no mistake, there is democratic establishment participation in, because it was both parties that passed the laws that allowed 9/11 to really make targets out of people, because those people guarded $1 trillion. And that $1 trillion was going to become really far left wealth that even bothers neoliberal people, because extreme anti-fascist offspring of the survivors and Jewish families that were really ripped off in 2008, their wealth going down is what took everybody else's wealth with it. All the retirees, all the pension fund holders. I'm telling you all of this because DC won't listen to me. The FBI won't listen to me. U.S. attorneys are not listening to me. Apparently, Jack Smith is too busy with other things to get to the letters that I sent him. The only other choice I have, gang, I can't afford the long attorneys to file for copyright infringement that's really a part of this case also. The only thing I can do is spend the $5,000 and run for president. That's the only way I think that the media is going to solve this problem that really part of the structural media is a part of, because the very day that I told Newsvine executives, which are NBC executives, that there was definitely a poser page that would mimic the one that I had just busted on Twitter, because the one I busted on Twitter was Vladimir Putin himself. And I'm not kidding you, okay? And the reason Elon is bullshitting you is because he fucking knows it. He knows that raw ideas busted the GRU program up, because my emails coordinating with administrators, when they first sent me a warning that I had followed 2 Russian pages, which I was very clear about answering them that no, you need to go look at your block, at the double block, because they blocked me because I said raid, because I knew who they were, and I followed them because I knew who they were, because I wanted to spy on them. I wanted to be a patriot, because what a patriot does by definition is when you see something, you say something, if you know it's after the country. And to me, I know they were after the country's wealth, because that's what they ended up with. That's what Ukraine is fighting about now. And Elon trying to put DeSantis in charge is just putting authoritarianism court that's going to protect all of this. And these two people are probably intertwined with all of the people who are still invested but got their money, because Republicans recovered their money on January 29th after the whole sanction fiasco ended, because maybe the NRA and Maria Butina money sacrificed all of those Senate Republicans on the NRA money from Russia that helped them get elected in 2016. Those are felonies, gang. And that felony leverage is what hurdled Putin over the second hurdle of the renewal of the sanctions by the Senate, because Trump gave him a Christmas present, 2018, and ended those sanctions, and it had 30 days. In that period, gang, before the midterm elections, that 48 progressive thread was on fire. Okay, that's where, in the middle of all of that stuff, GRU targeted my communications through AT&T. The operator was crying on the phone because they were still listening to our conversation. They could see me through my camera. Gang, the contractor that witnessed that in New Orleans, exactly a year to the date, organs shut down. Okay, this man's voice was on my phone after it rang and blew the speaker. But he was telling me to please answer the phone because he was Patriot too. His courage, having no idea after I've told him that I had a weird text this morning and we may get interrupted by the Russians. And he kind of laughed it off at first until my phone's ringing me 3 times. Sees all zeros the first time. And then all ones. And then my name on the screen the 3rd time. And he said, answer it. I want to witness it. And when that happened, gang, dude ran out onto Bourbon Street, yelling back into the building, telling the contractor that he ain't coming back to that job. Because whoever you done mess with, white boy, was the wrong one. Well, I'm not fucking afraid, and that's exactly what I told the AT&T operator. Please don't cry. This ain't about you. This is about me. And I want you guys to understand something about raw ideas. The man that raised me's initials were RAW. And my initials are RAW. And backwards is war. And it kind of raised me to believe that, the truth and all maybe is opposite of war. And what I'm trying to help you guys understand on the far left who are going to decide this election is that Elon is totally full of crap. Okay, there is a Trump and Russia connection because on Twitter, when I exposed it to Trump, I had posted a screenshot showing 1/3 of Russia's federal economy stolen during the financial crisis while Putin was not in office. I put that screenshot on Trump's Twitter feed and got a couple of really, quick retweets because it was on fire. And I get a private email, which was Trump himself, first time he's ever emailed me, and I don't have no idea how he got to that email. But he's begging me immediately to meet him in D.C., that we will pay your way to D.C. And I said, who is we? Who the F is we? You and your shirtless wonder little boyfriend Pootie? Because that's what I was calling him on the thread, to call him out, to get him to come at me and debate me. And that's exactly what happened, gang. And that's asking the right questions and trolling. People say trolls and trolls, but that's what happened in the belly of the beast, because that's where all of this shit went down, 3 a.m. Okay? It started Newsvine blog before Twitter even, because that's where the LA Epstein party really exploded online. And a picture of the condo on the thread where Trump is gloating about helping his friends. We know who those people are now. We know they're Saudis and we know they're Putin. You watched them celebrate a high five just after Putin got his money after waiting 12 years. Scared shitless because he knows if Russia and the people of Russia know that their sons and daughters are dying, because he's after what's left of the Democratic and elites that haven't gotten their money yet, because it's still locked up under Epstein's bullshit. Well, the Republicans were over there on the other side, right? They got their money through the aluminum mine, possibly. I mean, how does McConnell's state just all of a sudden get $400 million in an aluminum mine just a month or so after that money is recovered by whatever fund it was invested in? Maybe during the first part of the impeachment when Trump was being impeached, the Mercers sold that fund. Has anyone in the Fed looked at that yet? I mean, y'all, I'm not defaming anything here. I'm just giving facts about events that happened. Just like the Turkish people who were killed, allies, just as the impeachment started. Erdogan, was he using actual leverage that he had on Trump because of the kidnapping plot that we all heard about? Of Flynn possibly kidnapping a descendant of Turkey that the people over there didn't like? This is after dude's been chopped up by the journalist has been chopped up by Saudis. I hope you guys are seeing all this shit, man, and I hope that it's sinking in, because I might need your help. I'm dead serious. My wife will have a shit fit if I run for president to have to prove what I've done here. But I have the data. It's in my videos. Just go look. Vladimir Putin is exposed in drag. Vladimir Putin is exposed in drag in my video because he's posing as a Jenna, the Harvard graduate female who was the best Bernie poker online. He would get the best pages with thousands of people to go off because that was his fucking gift. My gift was seeing through his bullshit until I had him pinned down. Can you imagine what this fucking dude felt like when he's just getting on 8 o'clock in the morning? Let's go see what raw-eyed dickhead Wall is doing. Okay, let's see. Oh, God. All right, hey, well, let me check on the tennis match first. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, she won her set. Oh, let me fucking congratulate her. Oh, sir. Sir, oh, my God, sir. Yes, thank you so much, sir. Well, who the fuck is Jenna the trans? Is Jenna trans? No. It's the same page that I told Twitter a year earlier, asking them to please allow it to remain on the app so I could watch it and pin it down. Well, I think that Vladimir Putin was congratulating her. So I notified Twitter and I said, hey, look, the page I told you a while back was a high-level operative, a Russian. It's the Russian. Watch the 48 Progressive thread tonight. I'm thinking they're going to have all the Fed and everything ready, right? I thought it would be like a big deal. They didn't give a shit, except when he made a violent comment, then they took his page down. But he went down, gang. How you imagine him feeling when he's getting online, gets to his desk, and then Wall's pounding that 2008 narrative to these young Greens and libertarians who have no idea what happened because they weren't even really, they were still pooping in diapers when what really caused all of what we're going through now happened. They were in diapers. You know, some of them wasn't born. But that's the problem, gang. It's a generational thing because it's happened over decades that you don't understand what somebody older that's been in the fucking belly of the beast and who wrote the poem, The Hill We Climb, about the belly of the beast, that I'm explaining of these two threads, that I'm explaining of Newsvine blog before it, where Epstein's entire bullshit went down. I'm sorry if I keep looking down like that, gang. I'm not used to making these videos. But I hope you guys are grasping this because I'm going to need your help if I run for office. And if I can control nothing but the undecided vote and get you guys to understand what you are really up against, because you are falling for this Elon bullshit, some of you, because of Tucker and because in all of this shit is a fucking play, man. All right? The Democratic establishment I fucking despise, gang. Okay? I fucking despise. But they're the only core on the justice side of the progressives that if you guys, on the far left understand that justice part that they see, but they really don't see because even they're too young to understand what I'm explaining to you. AOC doesn't understand, even though she lost her dad in 2008, she doesn't understand what caused 2008, which was a law that became law the very day that Putin, first day in office, full day in office. I was fighting the night before in state with a Cuban that taught torture to NVA because of the news article on my bed, USA News, Putin rises to power. Opposite the page, I realize all these years with my memory photograph pops in my head in dreams and stuff. The opposite of that page was Graham Leach Bliley takes effect. That is what brought the buildings down, gang, okay? That's what brought the buildings down. Because 3 floors of the finest financial minds on the planet guarding the $1 trillion that they wanted, that they knew would take down 2 other trillion with it, that was going to educate another generation of the most intelligent people on the planet. Yeah, people who were tortured by that man, rounded up, slaughtered, the ones who survived, they rebuilt their lives, gang, in neo-Nazi con law, with neoliberal help, stole their fortunes, took their last dignities. Who the fuck are we if we allow that, man? Who the fuck are we? Who the fuck is us if we allow that? If you are disgusted and you want better than what we have, please like this video and keep me doing it.